Hello, it's Jack and welcome back to Car Mechanic 2021. Okay, I'm going to jump straight into it. We're on story order 4, and as you can see we've got this lovely vehicle that's just come in. Well, not just, I've been working on it for a couple of hours now. So yeah, it's a Hinata Moon Mark 1, and Mr. Jacobs has brought this in with a whole host of problems. Mainly he's saying, look, he's heard of my good reviews because I'm a fantastic mechanic. He's had some experts look at it. Experts are they? Oh yeah. Then what they said didn't match up. Of course, the problem is still there. It boils down to this constant banging. It's unbearable, and the gearbox isn't working properly after the last fix. After a week, he had difficulty changing gear, and then he's saying, "Please check it and try to fix any problems. I'm counting on your honesty." I am a car mechanic. You don't know that, don't you? I'm not a lawyer, so you can count on me. Sorry, bad joke. Anyway, the thought process was obviously the gearbox was one thing, so we got straight into that and got the gearbox sorted out. That was the clutch plate and the flywheel. On the way there, we found not obviously, but the front drive shaft looked dodgy, and the front sway bar, which we fixed. And then we also discovered that the the wheel hub bearings were dodgy. So let me just take you on the thought process what we actually did here, just to save a little bit of time. I've done it already, but we took the gearbox off. Now this is a side-mounted gearbox, okay? So it's not the same as taking off a gearbox that's got the rear wheel drive. This is front wheel drive. So for this one, first of all, you take out the starter motor, which is actually you take that out from the engine bay. So you need it on the floor basically. And then you need to take out these two drive shafts, this one here on the left and the right, and to do that you take off the wheel and then take the drive shaft out, and then the front drive shaft comes out, and then you can dismantle and take off the gearbox. So on that journey we found a couple of issues where the wheel hub bearing in here was dodgy. We found that by doing the examination mode, to be fair, and then there was some other bits and pieces inside the gearbox, as you saw on the job list, the clutch plate and the flywheel. Now you would say, well, why don't you just take it on the test track, find out all these issues with suspension and steering and brakes and all that good stuff. Well, I'd love to do that. I would love to do that, my friend. I would love to say, look, let's just take this on a small journey to the old test track, because the test track is here, not the racetrack, the test track, thank you. Let's take it there, which we would, but the engine can't be started. So instead of troubleshooting that engine first, I thought, well, let's just go around the car and see what else we can find that's wrong with it. So what we did find, I took out these rubber bushings and they were knackered, so we had to replace those. So I thought, well, if they're knackered, the chances are that there's other rubber bushings that are also not in great shape, which could be in the lower suspension arm, of course, but also on the back of the car. There's these here which I have to check and examine, and also the rubber bushings in any of these, they also look a bit dodgy. So we're getting somewhere with this, because if you look at the list of jobs that need to be done, jumping around there. If you look at the list of jobs that need to be done, there's 3 pages here. There's a lot. I've discovered a lot. I'm going to go back to those in a second. All these haven't yet been discovered. And there's another page here. And on top of all that, I've got to put oil in it as well. My goodness me. Anyway, so I then decided to run a compression test real quick, just to see if there was, is it just suspension and running gear, or do we have, more underlying problems? And this is really where you need where the compression tester comes into play, and you can get the compression test. I bought it a couple of turns ago. So the compression tester here, it cost me 300 credits, and it's probably one of the best ones you can buy. I'm thinking actually I wanted to maybe buy that OBD test scanner as well at some point in the very near future. But this compression tester is brilliant because it's cheap as chips. I mean, 300 credits, I mean, that's nothing, is it? That's like a job or something. But when you run it, the best thing is, for those that haven't done this before, and this is why it's worth its weight in gold, it identifies a lot of the problems in the engine that you can't see. Yeah. And that's how we got to all of these issues. Straight away, we're populating this list. Camshaft, piston with combo, and that is going to have to be, we can't take the engine out of the car because we don't have the engine lift, and also I've got nowhere to put it. I don't have an engine stand yet because I haven't extended the workshop. So all this is going to have to be done with the car in situ, which means it's going to be up and down like a freaking yo-yo. But either way, I mean, it's still, it's not crazy. I'm assuming because we've got dodgy pistons in there, it's probably going to be some of the bearings as well in the engine. I don't think the bearings are discovered with the compression tester. So when we drop the oil pan, we'll be able to look inside the engine and see exactly what's wrong. And also, because the camshaft is dodgy, there could be other issues. You know, the little camshaft followers and all that stuff, or the camshaft bearings might also be knackered. But what I'm going to do first off the bat is, before I start on the engine, and it's in the in 2 seconds, I just want to check the rest of the running gear. Excuse me. Specifically on the back, because they did look a bit dodgy. And again, when you go into examination mode, it doesn't examine the bushes. Okay, so we're just going to take a quick look. There's a bush up here, and it takes 2 seconds to get it out. That's a 10%, so that's one. Here's another one. That's a 7%. So already you can see we're already starting to really find the faults even on the back end as well. I mean, this car must have been driven to hell and back with all these issues, and that's got to be. Now this suspension on this is not that straightforward. So easiest way to, because there's quite a lot of bits on these newer cars. So I'm just going to take off these wheels so I can get to everything. And then we shall see what we shall see. This looks dodgy here, rubber bushing. Let's have a look. That's a 3%er, so that's also gone. Looks like that bar is also dodgy, but we're just going to remove this completely. And then let the dog see the rabbit, as they say. Another bush in here. Is that another bushing? No, it's when you put it back together there's bushing, isn't there? That all looks actually pretty good. This looks okay, but I think, has this got bushings? I need to take this off. Has that got bushings as well? I think so. Let me just have a quick look at this one. And again, a lot of this would have been found on the test track, but you can't do it obviously. Well, that looks okay actually. I mean, do I really want to take all that off? Well, you know what? We're here now, so let me just quickly rip it all off. It doesn't take long, does it? There we go. Going to be rebuilding all this very, very quickly indeed. So yeah, that all looks good. Oh, there's a little one down here, isn't there? That always catches me out, this one. Well, I can see that the sway bar needs to come off. I mean, look at that. That rear sway bar's dodgy. I'm sure that's the culprit, this one here. But whilst I've got this far down, I'm just going to check the wheel hub bearing. There you go. You see that looks dodgy. Is it? Does it coming out? Are you coming out, sir? Oh no, 66%. Ah, what's the fix on it? Ah, no, well, hang on. Did it get added to the list? Did it get added to the list? A lot of rubber bushings. Well, just straight off the bat, before we do all that, let's just go and buy a ton of these. Let's just get, well, let's just buy, what, 10 of these? Got a little bit of money in the bank. A couple of small rubber bushings, well, maybe 6 of those, maybe. Okay, so then let's just start rebuilding this on the back end real quick. I say real quick, there's nothing real quick in this game at this level. He walks around like he's got a gammy leg. Rear suspension arm, blah blah blah. Because that didn't actually come off, although it's below the 71% or whatever it is. It's not on the list, so it ain't being repaired. Just remember that, even though it looks like it's below the acceptable percentage for the fix for the car, which if you look at this one for example is 71%, and that what we just put on was 64%. If it's not in the list, it does not need to be replaced, my friends, so don't waste your money on it. Rule of thumb. See, this is 69%, but it's not on the list. Now then, rubber bushings, I'm not exactly sure. Well, that's a good one, that's a 71. Well, you know what, for the sake of it right now, let's just shove these new ones on. I think this is going to be quite a lot of money earned anyway, this one. I think it's quite a big job. Okay, there's some things that we're not going to be able to put on just yet, because I need to take off that sway bar. at the back. That means I've got to go to the other side and get the other stuff off that one, and then we should be good. Okay, let me just quickly put these bushings back in. These were these were definitely the dodgy ones. I don't think the ones on the other ones I just replaced were dodgy, but anyway, we can probably use them elsewhere on the vehicle. Okay. So let me just crack on rebuilding this side real quick, and then I'll get the sway bar off. So just give me a couple of seconds. Okay, so here we are on the other side of the car. I've rebuilt all the other side apart from the little whatever it's called here, the sway bar rear end link. So I'm just going to basically take a little bit of this off here as well. A little bit of this rubber bushing here looks a bit dodgy. That's another 1%er. And then we should be able to take off this end link here, and that should enable us to get this sway bar off, which I think is dodgy. And like I said, whilst we're here, because the wheel bearings were dodgy on the front, I thought they might be dodgy on the back as well, but they're actually not. On both sides, that they're pretty good. I've replaced these two bushings here, which is good. This I don't think is a problem. This side also don't think is a problem. It looks pretty good. Okay, so we're just going to go with putting basically that back in there. And then we need the sway bar, which is this one here, which is the rear sway bar. So we're just going to add that to the shopping list real quick, and then we're going to go to the tablet even, and it's the rear sway bar A, which is this one, 120 credits. Let's just get that bought. Nice, and then let's get this back on. And then all we need to do is put these rear end links on, and then I think the back end is looking good. Oh, come on. How difficult can it be, my friend? So it would seem that the rest of the issues would be lying with the old engine. You see, everything else we've done, piston, well, that we've discovered, piston with conrod, camshaft, fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's crack on with that then. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff in the engine that's wrong. The first things first, we're going to need to drain the oil, because we're going to have to drop that oil pan off the old car to get into the the belly of it, the belly of the beast. Okay, so that means the environmental health won't, or environmental people, whatever they're called, won't be coming around to annoy me and fine me when I drop all the oil all over the floor again. Okay, so we know that the camshaft, the top end, is dodgy, but we're just going to have a quick look at the bottom end to see if we can find some more of those parts, which I'm sure we will be able to. Doesn't look that bad actually. That's the rod cap. What's that one on? Okay, that's a 10%. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see here now I've got closer to it. Crankshaft bearings are gone as well. I don't know which pistons are dodgy right now. I'm just removing all of this stuff that, you know, wasn't identified with the compression test. Yeah, I think I can probably tell which pistons are the dodgy ones. The ones that are completely like black with carbon build-up. Oh, so this is gonna give us a few more of these undiscovered parts, isn't it? And that's always good. Yep. Okay. And obviously we can't take the old pistons out just yet. I'm just going to take this one. Looks actually okay. The rod cap, but you know, you never know. We can't take the pistons out just yet because we've obviously got the top end is still on. Oh, that one was actually okay. Alright, so I know I'm doing this kind of bit in an arse about tit way, but it's just the way I like to work. It was already up in the air anyway, so, you know, why not indeed? We're probably going to find all sorts of issues now. One thing I don't have, which maybe I should get at, how much is the electrical tester? Because that would also identify a lot of stuff. That's the ODB. How much is that? 150? Well, why didn't I buy that ages ago? Goodness me, what's all that about? That should have been bought ages ago, my friend. I skipped that one, didn't I? So let's just run the electrical test real quick. All fuses are good. I didn't really find anything much, did it? Really? Everything seems all checked out, but for the sake of 150, at least it's, you know, given me some confidence now that it's not electrical. A lot of the rod caps, you see, we've still got all these. I'm assuming these are going to be on the top end. Oh, well, they have to be, don't they? Because there's nothing else on the bottom end to take off right now. So, yeah, let's get off this. Do I need to take that off before I take the? I don't think I need to take this off actually. Good job on being paid by the hour, isn't it? Alright, let's get all this off. The old WD-40 comes out again. Oh, I can see there's some stuff here as well that's dodgy. I can see that looks like that little sprocket there. The cam gear is a little dodgy. Oh, the chain, timing chain was gone as well. Okay. Which is probably why the camshaft failed. No, I don't think I need to take that throttle off, did I? Ignition coil. Oh, one of the ignition coils is also dodgy at 6%. Also that ignition coil. Oh, we're caning this now, aren't we, eh? Absolutely. That's the way to diagnose faults on a car, my friend. I want a huge payout for this. Okay, what are we doing now? Okay, so obviously it's this one that's dodgy. These are a bit of a pain to take out. But you know what? We live and learn. But to get this out, I'm going to have to obviously also take off the other side, the left-hand side of the engine. Left-hand side as you're looking at it, not as I'm looking at it. Okay. Just out of curiosity, those spark plugs don't look exactly... Oh, of course I can't get it off just yet. I'll take a look at those spark plugs in due course. Bit of a pain this, bit of a pain to get to be fair. Let's take this off. Ah, yes, we're getting there, we're getting there. Bit long-winded, but I hope this this is going to help you out when you come to this job, or, you know, at least give you some insight into how to deal with the problems. There's a few spoilers in it, obviously. Okay. I didn't need to take that off today. I didn't need to take half of that stuff. I just got into automatic, just take everything off mode. That's what she said. Anyway. We're getting there, we're getting there. I try not to keep these videos that long, but sometimes it's just, there's no other way to do it. Well, you can always skip, can't you? Okay, I need to get that off. I'm just thinking maybe we've discovered all the parts. Maybe I don't have to dig any deeper into this. So let's just have a quick shufti at our list now, because I know we found a few other things. That's all good. All good. What's not? 2 parts not discovered. I think I've got a sneaking suspicion that they might be the spark plugs. They just looked a bit dodgy. I could be wrong. 8%, you see? Jack's a dab hand at this. And 8%, 9% even. So I think that should have identified everything on there. I could be wrong. Ah, look at that, perfect, eh? Perfectamundo. So we're good, everything's identified. Pity I can't fix any of this, as in, you know, fix it on the old workbench. Alright, so now that we've got everything identified, alright, let's just have a quick recap. So we got the cam gear off, that was identified with the compression test. We found these when we dug deep into the engine, the bearing caps. Obviously 2 pistons have got to come out, which I've got to take the cylinder head off and all that. Ignition coils were dodgy, and pistons, yeah, and then we had the rod caps again, 1 more piston, and then spark plugs, timing chain. Okay, so I mean it's pretty straightforward from here on in. Obviously this does actually need to come off because I need to take the head off, don't I? So let's just get the is this the inlet manifold? I think it is. Or is it the exhaust? Okay. But Mr. Jacobs is going to be extremely happy. Oh, I forgot to take this off as well. Okay, let me crack on with this, get the head off and get the pistons out and everything. And then I'll come back shortly with the magic of video editing. Okay, we're back in the room. I just want to highlight something here. I'm just about to drop these pistons in. Yeah. So what I've done is on the list, on the parts list up here, I've identified. So I've marked them. See, I've clicked on it to mark it, so I can see which ones in the engine were the dodgy ones. So that's the first piston there. The second one is here, right? Okay. So when I come back, you can see the highlighted in blue. So these were the ones that were dodgy. Now this is interesting because if I put a piston in here, right, I can put. I've got more than I need. I bought 4. I only need 2. I know. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put one of the new ones back in here, right? Okay. Then I'm going to put one of the old ones from either 1 or 4, but they're still within, you know, the tolerance. They're still good. I'm going to put that in where one of the dodgy ones was, and I'm going to put the other one, the other one that's at 70%, in there, and then I'm going to put this one, another 100% in there. So I've just replaced the ones that weren't dodgy, if you like. Now when you look at this, see it says piston with conrod. Piston with conrod. So that one's good. But then the other one's not. Is that because it's at 70%? So if I say, okay, the one that's not fixed, if I unmark this one, piston with conrod, should only be identifying one of them now. Which it's not. Oh, it is. It's this one, you say. But then, okay, so we take this one out. But that would mean that I've put 3 pistons in at 100%. Yeah, I'm following my drift here. So this one seemed to be okay, and that was at 71%. So if I do it the correct way around, and this might catch you out, and it's the same with the camshafts as well. And I don't think they used to do this in 2018. I know I keep making references to 2018, but yeah, that's just the way it is. So if I put both 100% in here, bearing in mind that I would have to put 300% in before, right? So they're in where they should be now. If I check the list now, piston with conrod is good. Piston with conrod is good. So you don't let that catch you out, otherwise you would have wasted another piston. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the money with that. Oh, hang on. Oh, what are you doing, Jack? Come on, get it together, man, get it together. Take that one back out again. You don't want to be giving this man anything more than what he's actually paying for, and he won't be paying for that one, that's for sure. So let's put this one back in again. One of these 71ers, that's fine, thank you. And then this one at 70, which is actually below the threshold, because it needs to be 71%, I think it is. But I also put new piston rings in as well, didn't I? But anyway, let's not go into that now. It's not worth that much. So piston rod with conrod is good, and piston with conrod, and I did put new piston rings in. But you know what? We're fine. I can't be bothered for the amount of credits I'm going to save on that. Anyway, let me just showcase this as well. This is exactly the same. So you've got to put the right cam back into the right position. So it's camshaft I4B here, right? I mark it. It's this one. If I don't put it in there, it won't be fixed. So I've got the new camshaft here. Okay. Even though this one here, 68, is not listed as being needed to be fixed, I have to put the 100% one in here and the 68 one back into this one, and then you'll see they're all fixed. It's fixed up, camshaft is fixed. Anyway, just wanted to highlight that. I've done it a couple of videos, and it just to showcase that it does matter where you actually put it and how you put it back. Anyway, let me rebuild the rest of the engine. Everything's going back in nicely, and then we'll come back to it in a couple of seconds. Okay, so we're on the home straight now. We've just got to do a little bit of work under the engine here, putting in the rod caps. Oh, I just need to make sure I've got the right, the right ones identified. So let me just quickly just say, okay, which ones are these? Were the dodgy ones? I think they're ones in the middle, but just to be on the safe side, let's get it all right. Okay, so that's one. It was 3, so we had 3 dodgy. Well, all the crankshaft bearing caps were dodgy because there's only 3. So let's get those replaced first off the bat. And I think the last one on the rod caps was the only one that was good. I think the other ones were the ones that were completely gone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this is taking a little bit of troubleshooting, but I hope this has helped a great deal. I mean, if you watch this video through, you should be able to complete this pretty easily in no time at all. He says no time at all. Well, what do you reckon on the money? I reckon it's going to be worth at least 4 grand, I would say, this job. At least. And then maybe I can buy something new. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, that's all done. I think I've got everything done apart from obviously putting oil into the engine. It's probably going to tell me I'm missing a part somewhere along the line. Well, let's just see if we're going to strike it lucky with this. Did it want oil filter? I don't remember. Let's just have a quick change oil. No, we've drained it already, so that's not a problem. Did that ages ago. And then we just need to put a bit of this super oil in. And then obviously to fill it properly, you know the magic number, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we go, and we should be good on the old oil. If of course you can find the stick of dips, the dipstick that is. Where is that damn thing? There it is. Bang on the money, that'll do me. Right, said Fred. Okay. Will it start? Can I get rid of it? It says finish order. Yes, please. There's a fuel rail. Oh, I told you, didn't I? I told you I'd missed something. Sending the car out. That half cocked, as they say. Oh, you can get to them here. Look. 1. I had to take these off, obviously, to take the cylinder head off, and forgot to put them back in. One of those where you know you can put everything back together and it doesn't alert you that something's missing. Okay, so can we get rid of it now, please? How much? 4,631. That, my friends, is how you do it. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I shan't keep you any longer. That was a good bit of work. But when I say I won't keep you any longer, just give me 1 sec. I want to see if I've got any more skill. I've got 4 skill points. Ha ha ha. 4 skill points. What do I want? I want that. That's what I want. But I can't get it yet, can I? Why can't I get it? I have to get this one, don't I, first? Do I have to get that one first? Did I get... Oh no, because I didn't get this. I didn't... Oh, come on. Jack, what are you doing? You didn't get this one. You need that one first. I know I can't repair anything just yet, but I'm going to be able to repair as soon as I've bought all my extensions on the garage and everything. Eagle, I'm not really too bothered about that. Fast Hand's not really too bothered. It's the fixing I really want to be able to do as soon as I've got the extension on the garage. That's the important stuff for me. Got 9,000 in the bank. I could afford some other bits and pieces. Can't quite afford that yet. I'm going to get that very, very soon, but it's going to need another few jobs. There's no point in getting that extension and leaving yourself absolutely potless, is there? Then you can't do any jobs at all. Anyway, that's it. That's story order number 4. Mr. Jacobs was very happy with the return of his vehicle. I hope you've enjoyed this, and once again, I really appreciate you stopping by to listen to me, to watch the video, and just drop a comment below if you want and help us out. Alright, Jack's out.